Hello, friends. Welcome to Friday Night Live with Huhnkie episode 264. Happy Friday. Yeah, let's do stretching. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, today, earlier today, lunch, I went to a park and there's nice grassy area, cut grass, very nice. So I did, long time, front row, back row, on the grass, on the ground. And using like left shoulder, front row, back row, and using right shoulder, front row, back row, back row. That was fun. Yeah, it was fun. Uh-huh. And yesterday, hey, don't get me wrong, okay? Special forces, they're great people, okay? It's just that some special forces candidates that I encountered, I guess they came from not so good a unit. So there were like 20 to 30 of them in the reception area. But entire class is like two to 300, okay? So it's only 10% of them. I invited them to clean with me. They didn't. None of them did. So I was disappointed, okay? So, and but that's that. But they do not represent special forces. Of course not, okay? I do not know how many of them, out of the 20, 30 people in that reception room, refused to help me with cleaning that room. I don't know how many of them actually became special forces. I don't know. They were candidates, okay? Maybe they can learn later how to humble themselves, how to clean. Okay, but yeah, it was just disappointing. Okay, yeah, but they do not represent special forces. Okay, special forces they're great. Okay, yeah, I met many good people there. Also, special forces candidates, I met many good people there too. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, mosquito martial arts. Yeah. Whew. Okay. Bye, Miss Bright. Thank you. Fun. Yeah, good stretching too. Now I'm hungry. Oh, let me start cooking my dinner. Ooh, hungry. Okay, welcome back. We are back. Okay. Let's do mathematics just a little bit, okay? Yeah, happy Friday. Okay. I'm very curious about the next prime numbers. Uh, which is 13. Uh, yeah, the symmetric permutation representation of the inverse vector. Symmetric permutation. Let's just shorten it. Okay, let's call it sim permutation. Okay, yeah, symmetric permutation, sim permutation. Okay, yeah. Because we are economic. Okay, let me get some terms. Okay. Ugh, popcorn. Mm-hmm. Sim permutation representation of 13 members. Okay. Again, this is too hard. All right. Let me change it. It was chilly earlier. Okay. Look at my hair. Wow. I'm getting old. Losing all my hair, man. Ah, horrible. I just laugh it off, okay? I don't take it seriously, really. Okay? I'm like, yeah, whatever, whatever. I, now I want to drink something light, like how about soju? Maybe sake. Okay? Yeah. I do not know how they make sake in Japan, okay? But it has some nice flavor in there. Okay? Soju is nice too. Okay? Yeah. Happy Friday. Cheers. Mm, I like it. Okay, all right. That's 13th lesser number vector, 1 through 12, okay? In that order, ascending order, okay? And then let me copy down it's inverse vector, 1, 7, 9, 10. 8, 11, 2, 5. 3, 4, 6, 12. So that's 13 inverse vector. Okay? All right. So we are going to identify, next step, we identify reverse inverse pair. Okay? That's 7, 7 and 6, 9 and 4. That's descending pairs. Okay, so 10 and sorry. 8 and 5, 11 and 2. That's all of them, except for the very first pair. That is surprising. Okay. Wow. So let's do it. Uh, 13, lesser positive integer. We just call it we just call it 13 vector, okay? Yeah. Less positive integer in a vector that's ascending order, okay? Yeah. So 13 vector, we're gonna conduct inner swap 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Uh, where is the middle? 2011, okay. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2011. 2 and 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pairs. Well, 4 swaps, okay? You know swaps. It's kind of getting boring actually. But I have to do it. You don't have to. Do this only if you want to, okay? Mathematics is optional in human arts school, okay? Yeah. Martial arts, this was mandatory, okay? And if we do that, Okay. Yeah, so basically it's like going backward, okay? So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah, how interesting. Now we need now we need to do auto swap, okay? First, we do auto swap from the outermost pairs, okay? So 11 need to go to the center, okay? So 11 and you have 7 and 6, 11 and 2. It's very interesting because 7 and 6 does need to go to the second layer, okay? 11 and 6, 2 then need to go to the center layer. So it's just right swap, auto swap, okay? Now, am I gaining weight like here? I don't know, whatever. But that's interesting, okay? Is it coincidence or is it always like that? I don't know. Okay, so to X, we auto swap, we apply auto swap 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one more. Okay, so 2 and 6. We call it Y. And so 1, 7. 11. Okay. Now, next, auto swap. If you want to figure it out yourself, go for it. Okay. Only if you want to. Yeah. 5 minutes break. Thank you. Okay. Woo! Thank you. Okay. Okay, so that auto swap worked. Okay, like both two pairs came to they switch places, and it happened to be right places for both of them. Okay, does it always work like that? I don't know. Like in this example, we switch 2 and 5. Uh, okay, it worked here too. Okay, and that's interesting because I do not know why it works that way. But so far, okay. Does it always work like that? I do not know. But it's interesting. Okay, so but is it always work like that? That I do not know. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so uh, okay, 9 and 10 they need to be swapped. Okay, so 3 and 4. Okay, auto swap 3 and 4. Let's say this is Z. Okay, and Z is equal to 3 and 4. Are we done now? Yeah, we are done. Okay, good. So far it always worked that way. Okay, yeah. When we auto swap on two symmetric pairs, after that operation, those two pairs go to the right places. Okay, and which is quite surprising to me. Okay, I do not know why. Okay, so now we have the 13 members vector. Okay, okay, all right. So they can be represented as okay. So now, is there any pattern here? I don't see it. Okay, yeah. From here to there, yeah, between 11 inverse vector and 13 inverse vector, do you see any pattern? I don't. I do not see it. But it was worthwhile to investigate, okay? But do I want to go to the next prime number, which is what, 17? At least not today. Okay, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Okay. Because it's Friday evening, okay, so I'm a little bit fatigued and also hungry. Okay, so let's take 5 minutes break and then we'll talk about something else, okay? It's interesting. It's yeah. All the pairs except the outermost pair, yeah, they're all inner swapped, okay? So that's interesting to me. What's so special about number 13? Other than Friday the 13th, okay, this is that's Hollywood horror movie. I don't think I watched it, okay? So maybe I think I tried to watch it, but I think I stopped watching it. Maybe I watched it through. I don't remember, okay? So I don't know. Mm. The spot exposure, that's what's scary to me. Ay. Okay, we have 2 5. Here with 2 6. We have 3 4. 3 4. Okay. Yeah, I do not see any pattern really. And because this one thing I noticed is this, okay, when we do this two uh auto swaps, there's no overlap of these positions. Okay? 2 5 and 3 4. 2 6 and 3 4, right? It's not like 2 6, then 2 5. Then we cannot switch the ordering. But it's here because between these two auto swaps, because there are no overlaps, I think it's safe to reorder this. Okay? Yeah. What it seems to me, in general, it seems to me, this is hypothesis, uh, the symmetric swaps, whether it's inner swap or outer swap, it seems that ordering does not matter. Let me take that back. Maybe it does matter because we have between inner swap and outer swap, yeah, there are overlaps. Okay, so ordering may matter. Okay, between inner swap and outer swap, but between inner swaps, ordering does not matter. Between outer swaps, ordering does not matter. That's what it seems to me. Okay, so we found something. Okay, yeah. I mean hypothesis. I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, yeah, we need to make more examples. Okay. Mm. But the thing is this, we are only dealing with the prime numbers, right? But if you look at like the composite numbers between two adjacent prime numbers, maybe there's pattern there. Okay, yeah, we may explore that tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's take 5 minutes break. Okay, thank you. Wow, I'm really hungry. Okay, 5 minutes break. Thank you. Hungry, hungry. Yeah, like hungry, hunky, sure. Yeah, kind of rhymes. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Hungry, hungry. Now story time, okay? Yeah. Or some philosophy, sure. The objectivity versus subjectivity. Yeah, we can do that a little bit before we transition to story time, okay? Now I am hungry, okay? So let me drink some liquor because liquor has more alcohol and alcohol has calorie. But how do we do first? Of course. Because on the screen I'm looking at myself. uh okay. We talked about cultural diversity, like tradition, custom, religion, language. Those are okay. There's this inner objectivity and outer subjectivity. If within one country, same tradition, but across different countries, subjectivity because it depends on the country. Language, same way, okay? Yeah, so microscopic or microcosmic the objectivity and macroscopic or macrocosmic uh, subjectivity, okay? Yeah, good. We put that down, okay, good, good. Now it's published here. Okay. I'm not gonna write that down though, okay? Yeah. Tomorrow, Saturday, yeah, I will continue to work on this raw algebra paper, okay? So the proof of the inverse triangle theorem, okay? So, yeah, but that's for tomorrow. But whiskey is too strong. Let me just settle with wine, okay? Yeah, cheers. Wine has fructose, the full sugar, okay? So, okay, now, story time. Yeah, the special forces, it was nice. I mean that room, the reception building, one story building is it's like a farmhouse, kind of like wooden one story building. How many rooms were there? Maybe five. Okay, so I do not know why they did not clean. Okay, one part because I thought maybe they are testing us. Like who's gonna clean this room? Maybe they're watching us. Okay, that's what I thought. Is that why I cleaned it? Not really. I was just sitting there. We were sitting there like 20 to 30 people who arrived that day at that time. Okay? The entire class of special forces selection course is about two to 300 people from all around the American states. Okay? From different units in army. But there are some fast track program where some high speed brand new soldiers have contract with special forces, so they went straight to special forces without going through regular army. Okay, yeah, I've met them too. Okay, yeah, and the but the how many were there? The program, the new recruits going straight to special forces, about 30 of them. Okay, so about 10%. Okay, they have their separate tents, and one night I actually stayed in the tent because the regular army people's tent it was full at that particular night. So I did spend one night in their tent. They're cool guys, okay? And they're young ones, okay? But they're mostly cool guys, okay? Yeah. Now, I cleaned that dirty reception building because I didn't feel like chatting with the other guys, okay? That's what they're doing. Or other guys, some other guys just sitting there. That's not me, okay? I mean, back then, 2011, I was 33. I'm 47, okay? I do not think that I would clean at my age. I clean that building at my age of 47, okay? I'll just sit there, okay? I would not have cleaned if I were 47, okay? But back then I was 33, okay? I'm full of energy. I didn't want to just sit there chatting or just doing nothing. No, I was not like that back then, okay? Because I was younger, at age of 33, okay? Uh, so special forces candidates, mostly they were younger than me. Out of two to 300 candidates, how many people were older than me? maybe 5. Okay. Yeah. And the selection course back then, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in hell. Nowadays, 2 weeks in hell. Uh, we have this name tag. It's kind of handwritten name tag that we sewed in with a pen. Okay, and we are supposed to put our first name. Me, I didn't. I put Lee, my last name. Why? To keep it simple. Okay, yeah, for easier pronunciation. Okay. But I love my first name, Huhnkie. It's very catchy, charming name. To me, my first name is like sword, weapon. Okay, so unless I need it, I sheath it to hide it. Okay, because it's a very powerful name, Huhnkie. Okay, so unsheath my sword only when I need it, only necessary. Okay, so I reveal my first name only when it's necessary. Okay, now because it's a very strong name. Okay, so let's not waste energy. Let's spell my special name. Okay, so that's why I shift it. Okay, but it's an analogy. Okay, so my first name is very nice, peaceful name. It's not as, but it's very powerful, strong name. Okay, so yeah. Now 5 is very for correct. Okay, I tell you more about special forces experience. Okay, it was nice. Yeah, they're cool people. Okay, yeah. And other places, it's clean. Okay, yeah, yeah, it's very clean, except for that building. Okay, yeah. 5 minutes. Time check now. My guess is it's been like 45 minutes. Okay, so actually it's been almost 1 hour. Okay, okay. So special forces training. Okay, the selection course, 3 weeks in hell. After that, qualifier course, that's 1 year long course. Okay. It's high attrition rate in that 1 year long qualifier course. After that, SERES training. What is SERES training? It's like survival, escape, something. Okay. What it stands for? I don't know. Okay. So it's like they send out soldier one at a time, and then they chase that soldier and do some kind of torturing. Okay. And yeah, I read about it. What kind of torture? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so survival escape, that kind of training. I read about it. Okay. But qualifier course, what does it consist of? It's kind of like a more difficult version of like ranger school or army boot camp, like basic combat training. More difficult and also long period of time, 1 year. Okay, that's what I've read. Okay, so uh, their training level is rigorous. Okay, higher than special forces. That's Delta Force. Okay, lower than special forces, Ranger School. Okay, lower than Ranger School, infantry. Lower than infantry, the rest of us in the army. Okay, the regular army. Okay, yeah, supporting forces. Okay, yeah. Which I belong to. Okay. So there's a hierarchy when it comes to the difficulty of training, level of training, okay? But they are all important. It's all diversity. I'm not saying they are better than others. No, it's the level of training, okay? So, but in the special forces training, they do send people to ranger school, okay? Maybe before qualifier training or after qualifier training, that I do not know. But special forces, yeah, they go to ranger school, okay? Which is easy, a lot easier than special forces training. Okay. So yeah. Hmm? And in selection course, okay, 3 weeks in hell, I dropped after 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah. But for rest of the 1 week, last week, we did details. Was it detail? Yeah, like cleaning, preparing for surviving members of selection course, like preparing for the next course, cleaning up that stuff. Okay. And that was nice. 1 week. It was nice and relaxed, and we were allowed to smoke cigarettes. The special forces selection course dropouts, okay? Yeah, we were allowed to smoke cigarettes, and we were allowed to even take time when we eat in the diner, the defect dining facility. High quality food. Okay, they got more money there compared to regular army. Okay, so more elaborate, more flavors, more expensive materials. Okay, yeah, yeah. I remember. It was nice. But before dropping out 2 weeks, yeah, it was kind of a little bit like a basic combat training. We were not given that much time, except for one occasion. Okay. Just before we did the mud rolling, they gave us ample time, so that we can all eat all we want, all we can. Okay, it's by design to induce vomit, throw up. Okay, rolling on the mud. Okay, I did not throw up. A few people did, not that many though. Okay, but I didn't because I knew about that training, so I was prepared for that one. Okay, yeah, rolling on the grassy area in Fort Hood, Texas. Yeah, it was fun. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. But when I trained for that alone in Fort Hood, Texas, I did so in the grassy area. on the grass in Fort Hood, Texas. Okay. Yeah, rolling, crawling. Okay. Yeah, not on the mud though. Okay. But yeah, special forces training, yeah, mud pit. Okay, that was fun. I didn't mind at all. And but I just see a few people throwing up. Okay, but not that many. Yeah. And also another policy, 3 weeks in hell selection course. We call each other by first name and also no rank. Okay, yeah, there could be junior soldiers like me. I was E4 specialist. Others NCOs, non-commissioned officers, sergeants, and others officers. Okay, yeah. But it's like rank blind. We do not know each other's ranks. Okay, so we just go by first names. Okay. Mm. That was cool. Yeah. Interesting, right? Yes, that's why I tried. And that's special indeed. Yeah. And I could not do it. That's why I dropped out. Okay. Just the physical requirement. Actually, I did pass. I lasted 2 weeks. And I tell you where I passed and where I failed. I wouldn't call it failure. It's just that I could not handle it. But I do not want to call it a failure. That's too negative. Okay. I call it a success because that part of training, I'm like, I do not want to do this anymore. It's not for me. Okay. Just like Kona University PhD program, I dropped out after 2 years. Because after 2 years, I realized that, yeah, this is not what I thought it would be. I do not want to do this anymore. Okay. So I wouldn't call it a failure. It's more like a transition to the next chapter of life. Okay. Yeah. To find my niche. I try this, try that, and I realize it's not for me. So I move on to the next adventure. That's not a failure. No, it's a journey. It's legitimate. Okay. 5 minutes break, okay? For correct. Welcome to human school, okay? Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so I my regular army unit, First Cavalry is exceptional unit. Great leadership, okay? They're fantastic, okay? And they're very proud of me. Well, at least trying to be special forces. So before I was sent, one of my sergeants told me, "Yeah, represent us." Okay, yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, uh, thank you, sergeant. So yeah. So they supported me. Okay, so. But before we were sent, okay, I was the only one from First Cavalry. It's a big division, okay, biggest army patch, okay. So the horse, shield, diagonal line, that's First Cavalry army patch, okay. And but there are many units in Fort Hood, Texas. Okay, First Cavalry is the biggest, but there are smaller units or medium-sized units. Okay, because Fort Hood, Texas is a big base. Okay, one of the biggest in America. Okay, many units. Okay, so and there's special forces recruiting station. The sergeants there, they're special forces sergeants. Okay, Green Beret. They're also recruiters, okay? So special forces recruiters in base for Hood, Texas, okay? So different soldiers from different units inside of Fort Hood, Texas. We went through rigorous 1 month training before we were sent to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, 2011, okay? That was around like March or April, okay? Yeah, springtime. So it's good because not too hot, not too cold, good weather for Texas, okay? And people from different units. Me, only one from Fourth Cavalry. Okay, yeah. So for 1 month in the morning, Monday to Friday, we did our own PT session. From like 7 to 8, 1 hour, Monday to Friday, 1 month. Okay, under the supervision of special forces sergeants, recruiters. Okay, and but the actual trainers are the ones who passed special forces 3 weeks in hell selection course. Okay, so it's their program, and those admitted soldiers to brand new special forces candidates who passed 3 weeks in hell, yeah, they came back to Fort Hood, Texas for a while to teach us, to train us, to prepare us for 3 weeks in hell selection course. Okay, it was good. Uh, it was challenging. Okay, but it was good. Yeah, we even trained during the weekends. 1 month. Okay, that's individual night land navigation training. Yeah, we went to outside of Fort Hood, Texas main campus, but it's army training area, also semi-civilian area too. So we have map at night, we have map, compass, flashlight, and night land navigation training. We did it as a group. Yeah. Me, when there's no group training during the weekends, I went out there alone. Yeah, map, compass, flashlight. But yeah, I did carry my cell phone too. And I did use it. I did use Google Map. I got lost once. Okay, yeah, in the forest. It was like Saturday night alone. Okay, yeah, MRE means red to it. Uh, the in the army rucksack bag, it was not like 50 pounds. No, it was maybe 30 pounds for night land navigation training. Yeah, it was not 50 pounds. That's 50 pound, like something like rucksack march. Rock run. How many miles? I don't remember. Maybe 10 miles, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. So, first 2 weeks in 3 weeks in hell selection course, yeah, I passed Army PT test because when I was in the regular Army, my PT score, one time I got 300, perfect score. Other times, 299, out of 300, okay, 298, 297. So I was very good at PT, like 2 mile run, 2 minute push up, 2 minute sit up. Okay, yeah, I was up there when it comes to PT test. Okay, so in the selection course, North Carolina for brag, yeah, that's the very first test. Of course, I passed easily. After that, longer running test. Yeah, I passed. After that, how many miles is that rock march? Yeah, that's like 50 pound rock. Sorry, between 45 and 50 pounds. Okay, so something like that, maybe 48 pounds rucksack. How many miles? Maybe 10 miles, 12 miles. I don't remember. But 8 miles? I think it was more than that. I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. Within some time limit, was it 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? I don't remember. But I passed that test comfortable, with very comfortable margin. Why? I trained for it. During the weekends, it could be Saturday, Friday, evening. Yeah, 50 pound rucksack, army boot cap, I mean army boots, army combat uniform, and then yeah, plenty of water. Yeah, so I was ready for it. For 1 month, I did that every weekend. Okay? More than that, because 1 month every weekend, that's like 4 times, right? I did more often than that. Maybe sometimes Friday and Saturday, something like that. Whatever. Okay. So rock wrong because actually most of us, maybe not most of us, actually the selection course for Bragg, North Carolina, I would say how many of us ran during the rock march? Walking and running and walking and running again. Okay, how many of us did that? I would say more than 50% for sure. Well, but the candidates who ran a lot with 50-pound rucksack, running, walking, I'm sure that's all of them, okay? But who ran quite a lot with 50-pound rucksack, more than 50%. That's my recollection. More than 50%. You like rock run, okay? Yeah, yeah. Huh? With special forces? Huh? Yeah. So yeah, I ran quite a bit, okay? With 50-pound rucksack back because I was ready for it. I think I want to just walk. No. So I stopped running only when it's necessary. Okay? Yeah. To catch your breath. Otherwise, I ran, okay? But I like that. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Many others did too. That's why we at least tried to be special forces because we enjoy that stuff. Physical challenging. Huh? Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, yeah. 5 minutes break for rest, okay? Yeah. We got like what? More than 30 minutes left. Yes, yes. 5 minutes. More correct. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Really, it was nice. It was fun. Okay, so yeah, rock march. How much percentage of time did I run? Ah, it was more than 1 hour. Okay, I mean, I passed that test with very comfortable margin. Okay, so but time limit maybe 3 hours, 2 hours. My time maybe 1 hour and 30 minutes, something like that. Okay, but with very comfortable margin. Okay, because I trained for it. Okay, yeah, alone. Okay. Uh, so at the test, rock march, rock slash rock run. Realistically, I trained for it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, but at the test, how much percentage did I actually run? Uh, Maybe between 20 and 30% at least. At least, okay. It was not like 50%. I don't think so. I say between 20 and 30% I ran. Okay. Mhm. Okay, and longer on, that's sprinting, well, not sprinting, like jogging, halfway between sprinting and jogging. Okay, yeah. How many miles was that? Maybe it was 5 miles or something. I passed easily. Okay, yeah. And then there was a long flight line. Okay, inside of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Okay, yeah. Yeah, back and forth. Okay, it's asphalt flight line. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So for airplanes, fixed wing. Okay, yeah. I passed easily. Okay, so because I trained that for that too. Okay, yeah. Without any weight. Okay, just my camelback. Camelback army issued. It's like about 1 gallon of water. How many pounds? I don't know. 2, 3 pounds, I guess. 5 pounds. I don't know. But that was not required. But I love my camelback. Okay, so I wore it everywhere, even when I was in U.S. Army, regular Army. Okay. Okay. So other tests that I passed. Yeah, obstacle course, of course. Okay. Oh, that was fun. Okay. Yeah. It's similar to U.S. Army boot camp, the basic combat training obstacle course, but a little bit more challenging. Maybe halfway between substantially more challenging and a little bit more challenging. Okay, but yeah, I did pass. Okay, it was fun obstacle course. Okay, yeah. Huh? But climbing the rope climbing, yeah, I learned the technique like in internet books. Okay, rope climbing, yeah, you're allowed to use your ankle, wrap around your ankle foot and around the rope, and then step the other foot on top of your foot that you wrap your rope with. Okay, so yeah, I did learn that. Okay, I did use it. You have to go all the way to top. Okay, not in the army boot camp, regular army. You don't have to go all the way to the top. Okay, but in special forces, yeah, you have to. In obstacle course. Okay, and I did pass that. Okay? I didn't use that trick because it was allowed. Okay, yeah, using the wrapping around one foot around that rope and then the other foot stepping on top of it. Okay, so yeah, I did use that technique. Okay, yeah, so I went all the way to the top. Okay, yeah. And then climbing down, that's the easy part. Okay, so about another course, yeah, log training group. That's group log lifting training like this, that, three log heavy, like about 10 candidates per group, maybe five, maybe seven, around there. Okay, that was fun. Okay, and yeah, mud, pit, rolling, crawling. That was fun. Okay, actually, that's probably the easiest part. Okay, yep. To me was okay. I did not throw up. Okay, because that food was delicious. Full Bragg, North Carolina. They're like special forces, special operation. Okay, so there are many different units there. Okay, so big money there. Okay, so they're kind of elitist in U.S. Army installation. Okay, yeah, so high quality food. And so it's impossible for me to throw up high quality food like that. Okay, that is not possible to me. Okay, yep. I guess my body just absorbed it after I ate it. Okay, so maybe there's nothing left in my stomach. Just kidding. Okay, 5 minutes break for rest. Okay. But for food, Texas, regular army food, oh yeah, it's good too, okay? Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 5 minutes, thank you. So how about racial composition of that class, Special Forces Section Corps 3 weeks and a half class? 2 to 300 candidates, okay? Racial composition, mostly Caucasian, African Americans, and some Hispanics, okay? But from what I recall, I was the only Asian because I'm Asian, okay? If there was another or one or two more, or if there was or were some Asian candidates, I would remember it because I'm Asian, okay? But I don't recall seeing any other Asians other than me. Okay? Okay. Sure. Whatever. Yeah, in that class of 200 to 300 candidates, 2011 North Carolina Fulbright, yeah, I was the only Asian in that class. Yeah. Otherwise, I would remember. Right? In the regular army, yeah, of course, they're Asian army people. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Actually, I remember every single one of them. Okay. Yeah. Because there were a few of us. Okay. Mhm. I remember every single one of them. Okay. There were not that many, okay, Asians in U.S. Army, regular Army, okay, but so that yeah, I'm also Asian, so I remember every single one of them, okay, that I met in U.S. Army, regular Army, okay. But in Special Forces, I have not seen any Asians. In candidates or sergeants, officers, I have not seen any. Okay, but that's fine, whatever. Okay. Let me redo my hair. Okay. This is very civilian hairstyle, okay? But I'm a veteran, so I'm civilian now, okay? Now, what are the courses? What are the tests? Uh, I think that's about it. Yeah. There's uncertainty training, uncertainty test. Like sometimes they do not give us schedule, so we just sit around in our tent city barracks with this bunker. It's not a bed, it's like foldable bunker, okay? So very basic, okay? So old school. I like that, yeah. So sometimes we are just sitting there, or sometimes we are not allowed to sleep. Just sit there, okay? We have no idea what to expect next, and but I read about it, okay? Sometimes they would wake up early in the morning, maybe like 3 a.m. Or sometimes they order us not to sleep at night. Uncertainty training. Okay, we did some of that. Okay, that was not difficult for me. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm like whatever. And there's no laundry room. From what I recall, was there? Or what? I think we actually washed our clothing with our hands, and we hung on the line with that clip, old school wooden clip. Okay, on the drying line outdoors. Okay, in the tent city. Yeah, I think we did that. Okay, I think we cleaned our own clothing with our hands, soap, and then hanging in this line with this wooden clip. I remember that. Okay, yeah, it was not a test. It was just part of the routine requirement. Okay, yeah, and also taking shower, brushing teeth, of course. Yeah, hmm and running between chow hall, defect, dining facility. Between that and the tent city is like tarp covered tent or barracks, okay. Between that we are supposed to run. And we did. No problem. Before we go there, dining facility from the tent city, and then after we eat, and we are not allowed to have ample time eating except that just before the mud pit rolling, okay. Except that we were not given enough time to eat, okay. We have to eat fast. And we have to run back after our stomach is full with food. No problem for me. Okay? Yeah, no problem. I love running. Can I run after I eat something? Oh, yeah, no problem. I like that. I enjoyed it. But after rock march slash run testing, yeah, they allowed us just to walk back and forth from the dining facility that we call like chow hall or defect. Okay. Yeah, no problem. How long of Distance between tent city and dining facility. Maybe it was not that long. Okay, maybe 1.5 mile. Yeah. It was nice run. Okay. Mm-hmm. Weather was nice too. It's like spring time. March, April, something like that. Okay. So yeah, I remember. Yeah. It was nice. Then what parts of the testings did I fail? I if you want to take a guess, go for it. Okay. Yeah, I give you 5 minutes. Right? It will take 5 minutes. Right? Okay. Hint. It was something else that nobody told me about. Nobody wrote about. Maybe it was new. Okay. So I did not know about it. That's why I failed. Nobody wrote about it. I did extensive internet research, read books about special forces training. Nobody told me about it. Nobody talked about it. Nobody wrote about it in the internet, in books. Maybe it was brand new training. Okay. So brand new test. So I was not ready for that. And it was combined with another training that I was more or less ready and trained for. Hint, it happened at night. Okay? Yeah. Enough hints, right? Yeah, 5 minutes break, okay? One more hint. They deprived us of something that I really enjoy. But it was not alcohol, it was not cigarette because during the selection course, when I was in there, before I dropped out, we were not allowed to drink alcohol. Even after I dropped out of selection course, the one last week, we are allowed to smoke cigarettes, but we are not allowed to drink alcohol, okay? But when I was in the program, we are not allowed to smoke cigarette. Alcohol, when you are inside the program or outside the program, that's not allowed, period. During 3 weeks now, whether you are in or out, we didn't just go back to base after we drop out. Some of us dropped out, okay? But we are still not allowed to drink alcohol. After dropping out, yeah, we are allowed to smoke cigarette. Okay, but when we are in the program, we are not allowed to smoke cigarette. Okay, so it's not about alcohol, it's not about cigarette. It's about something else that I really enjoy. Enough hints, okay? Time is break, okay? Thank you. You're gonna take a guess, okay? The test I failed. It's a combination of different tests, okay? 5 minutes, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so time check now. We have more than 10 minutes left, okay? Yeah. So good enough, okay? About 15 minutes left. So uh it's not about alcohol or cigarette, okay? Because we had when I was in the program, selection course, special forces, we are not allowed that anyway, okay? So it was not that. And they did not deprive us with air. They did not deprive us with water either, okay? So then what else? Food. What else, right? Yeah. It was starvation training, okay? Combined with individual island navigation, okay? That was interesting. That's where I failed, okay? Because, okay, it was what a wonderful program, okay? Okay, so from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, okay, tent city, we went to field training, individual island navigation, okay? So they took us, army bus. It's not yellow, it's like gray, but that looks like just like school bus, okay? And then went to a place like it's like a half quasi civilian, also army training ground, okay? And yeah, outside of Fort Bragg, okay, forest, wooded area, okay? And then overnight, we slept outside, not inside the building, okay? So field training, okay? Yeah, some guys made some elaborate tent with this poncho next to a tree. I saw them doing that, okay, very elaborate, okay. So, but I didn't, okay, that bivouac style, just underground, okay, because all the trees are taken, okay. Yeah, they using the tree as a pole and poncho, army issued poncho, like they made elaborate tent. And the foam mat, rollable, okay, plastic, okay. So all the trees are taken, but I don't need that anyway, okay. I just, okay, the rollable army issued mat, okay, and then army combat uniform and then poncho on top of me. That's what I did. It's not that cold. It did not rain that night. I just slept like that. It's called bivouac in civilian world, okay? Yeah. Without tent. Yeah, in civilian world, like sleeping bag, okay? Do we have sleeping bag? Yeah, maybe we did. For field training. Army issued sleeping bag, okay? Okay. And poncho cover underground. All right? It's not muddy. Kind of like just soil and maybe a couple of grass. Okay, yeah. To me, that's good enough. Okay, yeah. No tent necessary. Bivouac. Okay, yeah. But it's left good. Okay. Then our U.S. Army Special Forces sergeants, okay, our trainers, they woke us up at like 3 a.m., maybe 4 a.m. I think it was before 5 a.m. at least. Okay. Yeah, so wake up. Yeah, have your MRE meals ready to eat durable food. Okay, which I really like. It's nice. Okay? Have your MRE, drink water, but from now on you cannot sleep. You can go to latrine, the 포라잔 bathroom, portable bathroom. Okay, yeah, plastic based. Okay, yeah, you can drink water, but you cannot eat food anymore after your MRE, and you cannot sleep, and you cannot lie down. Field training. Okay. After like 3, 4, 5, before 5 a.m. Okay. Okay, so we are MRE and then drank water and went to Porajan, the portable bathroom. And so we cannot sleep, we cannot lie down. So we just sat there in the field between like 3 to 4 a.m. until 7 p.m. Just one MRE around like 3, 4 a.m. and drinking water. We can sit, but we cannot lie down. We cannot sleep. Yeah, we can go to bathroom. We can drink water. We can breathe air for what, 15 hours? Between like what, 4, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Doing nothing. Drinking water. One MRE around 3 to 4 a.m. No more eating. Yeah, water? Yes. Going to bathroom? Yes. But no sleeping, no lying down. Sitting, standing, allowed. And come 7 p.m., our training sergeants, special forces, they sent us to the forest one by one. Yeah, plenty of gap between soldiers, okay, one by one, okay? Yeah. The beginning of individual night land navigation training and also test. I was ready for that individual night land navigation training because I read about it. I prepared for it. For Texas during the weekends, going alone to the forest, map, compass, MRE, flashlight. But I did not know about starvation part, deprivation of food. I did not know about it. I did not train myself about it. I was not ready for it. And that's where I failed. I was too hungry. What? Now, we have like 7 minutes left. 1 minute break, real quick, okay? Vocal rest. Maybe 1.5 minutes break, okay? Yeah. 2 minutes. 1.5 minute break, okay? Okay, so, okay, we wait in the line, okay? It's individual night land navigation training. We are not allowed to talk to each other once we are sent to the forest. We are not allowed to talk to each other, okay? It has to be individual land night land navigation tracking test. Okay, we're not allowed to talk to each other. Okay, so every long line because plenty of gap between soldiers, candidates. Okay, so it was my turn. Okay, yeah, so I start to run. Okay, yeah, about 30 pound rucksack, not 50 pound. Okay, yeah, I start to run. We are supposed to hit 5 points, like star shape. Okay, 5 points. Map, compass, yeah, flashlight. Okay, yeah. It was not that dark. It was at 7 p.m. Around March, April, North Carolina. It's not that dark. 7 p.m. Okay. Yeah, not that dark at all. Okay. So yeah, I ran to the forest and they do have time limit. Okay. Overnight. Okay. Yeah. Then I got my fourth point, second point, something like that. And then third point, I kind of got lost in the forest. Okay. And I was hungry. Okay, I had water. Actually, I carried two camelbacks because we are allowed to. I drink a lot of water. Okay, and we have one emergency MRE meals read to it, durable food. Okay, a package. We are not supposed to eat it unless emergency. Okay, so okay, from 7 p.m. it became 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. somewhere around there, okay. And I got lost. And I was tired and I got hungry and it started to get dark, cold, and it started to rain a little bit. So I'm in the wooded area, which is fine, okay. And then there's this tree log, fallen tree log, maybe in during the whatever storm, okay. Yeah, so I sat there. We got like one minute left, okay. And I had my MRA. Why? Because I was too hungry and yeah, like I'm not cut out for this. I cannot do this anymore, and I do not want to do this anymore. Okay, so I was gonna radio in because we're walkie-talkie and GPS tracker. Okay, they're tracking us. Okay, just say for safety. Okay, that's great. Okay, so I had my MRE sitting on the tree log. It was not heavy rain. It's light rain. Okay, sprinkle. Okay. So I had my MRE and I radio in. Okay, hey Sergeant, would you please come pick me up? Because yeah, yeah, I'm dropping out. And they say, okay, okay, we know where you are. GPS track, okay? Yeah. Just come to the nearest road, according to your map, and sit there and wait. And I did. And they came and picked me up, okay? They was there, okay? Yeah, see you tomorrow, okay? Yeah, it's been 2 hours. Thank you. Yeah, tell you more stories next time, okay? Thank you. Yeah.